Welcome to Study Smart, the weekly show for wine students who want to take their wine education to the next level. I'm your host, Gill Gordon Smith, and in this episode we're breaking down another important wine region. With exam strategies and techniques to help you reach the next level in your wine education, this is Study Smart. Welcome back. Today we're focusing on Bordeaux's left bank, the home of Cabernet Sauvignon dominant blends and some of the world's most famous long-lived wines. And the key to understanding the left bank is gravel. Because without gravel soils, Cabernet Sauvignon would struggle to ripen consistently in Bordeaux's cool maritime climate. So this episode is really about climate, soils, ripening, and why Cabernet Sauvignon succeeds here. So what is the left bank? So the left bank refers to vineyards located west of the Gironde estuary and the Garonne River. The major appellations include Medoc, Haut-Médoc, Margaux, Saint-Julien, Pauillac, and Saint-Estèphe. Further south, we also include Graves and Pessac-Léognan. Now, most premium left bank wines are blends dominated by Cabernet Sauvignon. The left bank has a moderate maritime climate. The nearby Atlantic Ocean moderates the temperatures, creating relatively mild winters, warm summers, and a long growing season. And the longer growing season is extremely important because Cabernet Sauvignon ripens late. But the biggest challenge in Bordeaux is rainfall, because humidity and rain increase fungal disease pressure, rot, dilution, and cause vintage variation. So rain before harvest can seriously reduce concentration and quality. So vineyard management is critical. The defining feature of the left bank is gravel. These gravel soils were deposited over time by ancient river movement, and they perform several critical functions. Firstly, drainage. Gravel drains water quickly, and this prevents vines sitting in overly wet soils. And this is important because excessive water encourages excessive vigor, dilution, and lower concentration. Moderate vine stress is generally beneficial for premium wine production. The most important role of gravel is heat retention. The stones absorb warmth during the day and slowly release it overnight. So this helps late ripening Cabernet Sauvignon achieve full phenolic ripeness in Bordeaux's relatively moderate cool climate. Without this additional warmth, tannins could remain green, hard, and unripe. Cabernet Sauvignon is the signature grape of the left bank because it responds extremely well to warm soils, long growing seasons, and good drainage. And when fully ripe, Cabernet Sauvignon contributes high tannin, high acidity, black fruit, cedar notes, structure, and aging potential. The grape also naturally has thick skins, which increase tannin, colour, and concentration. But because it ripens later, site selection becomes extremely important. Even though Cabernet Sauvignon dominates, Merlot remains very important in left bank blends. Merlot ripens earlier and produces softer tannins, richer fruit, more red fruit character, fuller body, and a rounder texture. And in cooler vintages, Merlot can provide ripeness and generosity when Cabernet Sauvignon struggles. Again, this is a key Bordeaux concept. Blending reduces climatic risk. So some of the important appellations on the left bank. Pauillac. Pauillac produces some of Bordeaux's most powerful and age-worthy wines. The wines are usually deeply structured, tannic, concentrated, and dominated by blackcurrant and cedar. This is home to some famous chateaux, including Lafite Rothschild, Latour, and Mouton Rothschild. Another important village is Margaux, and Margaux often produces some of the most elegant wines of the Medoc. The gravel soils here are generally lighter and better drained, and the wines often show floral aromatics, perfume, finesse, and finer tannins. Saint-Julien is often viewed as the most balanced commune. The wines combine structure, concentration, elegance, and consistency. Saint-Estèphe contains more clay mixed into the gravel soils. The clay retains more water and remains cooler, and as a result, the wines are often firmer, more tannic, more powerful, and slightly more rustic in youth. Moving further down on the left bank, we come to Graves and Pessac-Léognan. This is further south. The areas also contain gravel soils, and also both red and white wines are important here. The dry white wines are usually blends of Sauvignon Blanc and Semillon, and the wines often combine citrus, herbal notes, texture, and oak complexity. Because humidity is high, canopy management becomes extremely important. Growers manage leaf coverage to improve airflow, sunlight penetration, and drying after rain. This reduces mildew, rot, and fungal disease. Harvest timing is also critical. Cabernet Sauvignon must reach full ripeness while avoiding autumn rain damage. Premium left bank wines are usually aged in oak barrels, and these wines naturally contain high tannin, high acidity, and concentrated fruit. So oak integrates very successfully in these wines. New oak contributes cedar, vanilla, clove, smoke, toast, and spice. And over time, bottle aging develops tobacco, leather, forest floor, and savoury complexity. The left bank is also famous for the 1855 classification. This ranked top Medoc Chateau into growth levels, first growth, second growth, and so on. The ranking was originally based largely on reputation and market price, and although it's controversial today, it still strongly influences prestige and pricing. For WSET Level 3, the left bank is one of the clearest examples of soil influencing grape suitability. You need to explain why gravel suits Cabernet Sauvignon, why Cabernet Sauvignon ripens later, why blending is necessary, and how climate creates vintage variation. The strongest answers always connect climate with soil, with grape, with wine style. So here are the final takeaways. The left bank is shaped by maritime climate, gravel soils, and Cabernet Sauvignon. Gravel improves drainage, heat retention, and ripening potential. Cabernet Sauvignon produces tannic, structured, and age-worthy wines with blackcurrant fruit, cedar, and high acidity. Merlot softens the blend and improves consistency in difficult vintages, and almost every major decision in the left bank is a response to Bordeaux's challenging and variable climate. So now for our study tip. So far we've talked about how memory works, why rereading can trick you into feeling productive, and why forgetting is actually part of learning. So today we're tackling something many learners struggle with. And here's today's idea. Your brain is not designed to concentrate for hours without a break. Long study sessions do not automatically mean better study. Now, this can feel uncomfortable because many of us were taught that serious studying means sitting at a desk for hours, pushing through, grinding it out, staying there until the work's done. But neuroscience says attention doesn't really work that way. Your working memory, the part of your brain that holds and processes information, is limited. So when you overload it, your focus drops, your mistakes increase, and learning becomes less efficient. And eventually, you're staring at the same sentence 3 times and absorbing absolutely nothing. Does this sound familiar? That's cognitive fatigue, not laziness, it's fatigue. So this is where the Pomodoro technique comes in. It's a beautifully simple method for protecting attention. So the classic version looks like this: 25 minutes of focused work, then a 5-minute break. Repeat this. After 4 rounds, take a longer break, and that's it. So it works because your brain performs better with focused effort and recovery. Attention is like a muscle. It gets tired. So breaks are not wasted time. They help reset attention. So let's bust a myth. The myth is if I'm taking breaks, I'm not studying properly. Breaks are part of studying. Strategic recovery improves performance. Scrolling social media for 20 minutes, that's not ideal. Standing up, stretching, getting water, walking outside, that's useful recovery. So here's your experiment for this week. Try one focused Pomodoro cycle. Choose one task, set a timer, 25 minutes of studying on one task only. No phone, no email, no switching tabs, just focused work. Then stop, take 5 minutes away, then come back and repeat that. If you want a smarter version, try this. Pomodoro 1, learn new material. Pomodoro 2, test yourself. Pomodoro 3, apply what you've learned. And Pomodoro 4, a quick review. This combines focus and memory science. So here's your reflection challenge. Was I truly focused or just physically present? Because time at your desk is not the same as attention. and attention is what learning needs. So see you next week for another session for learning and another Study Smarter tip. Thank you for listening to Study Smart. If you're ready to take your wine education to the next level, why not visit the Italian Wine Academy at italianwineacademy.org. Don't forget to tune in next week when we'll be exploring another important wine region. Until then, chin chin with the Italian wine people.